So April 2025 is finally here. April 2nd, we were given a update to Undisputed Boxing, the 1.3 update, the 1.3 patch. And I kind of want to speak on how I feel about the patch, the things that I noticed, some of the things that I like, some of the things that I dislike, some of the things that are still the same. Um, Me personally, overall, I feel like this update has kind of changed the game in more ways than the previous patches have. But I don't feel like it's changed it enough to say that we're there. You know what I'm saying? Like Undisputed is good. We don't need no more patches and nothing like that. We still got work to do. Is basically what I'm saying. Before I get into anything, though, I want to mention that many fighters got rating changes, such as Alexander Usyk, Zhilei Zhang, Tommy Morrison, Riddick Bowe, Frank Bruno, Joe Joyce, Lyndon Arthur, in multiple weight classes, by the way. Joe Calzaghe in multiple weight classes. Caleb Plant, George Groves, Dalton Smith, George Davey, Bam Rodriguez, Charlie Edwards, Hopi Price are the fighters that got rating changes in this update. And you can feel those changes in each and every one of those guys. I've went and I've played with each and every one of them, especially like Caleb Plant, Dalton Smith, Bam, and Hopi Price. Those guys feel completely different than what they did previous to the patch. But I know a lot of people don't like to read these days, so I just thought I'd let y'all know at the beginning that if one of those fighters that I mentioned is one of the fighters that you like to use, you should go check out their new stats because they do have brand new stats. No, I don't think any new like traits or anything like that, but they do have new stats. So, secondly, the main thing that they had gameplay changes. They had venues, new venues. We got a new DLC pack, which was cool. But I'm not really here to talk about the DLC pack. The fighters are the fighters, man. We all want new boxers. Everybody have certain boxers that they want to be put in the game. To me, as long as they putting them in the game, I'm fine with it. I don't have too much to say about it. But let's go ahead and get into it. So with the 1.3 update, man, the very first thing that I noticed coming into my very first match was the accuracy of the punches. I feel like now, after playing over 25 matches, if you're still having issues with connecting your punches, it is completely a skill issue now. Completely, 100%. In those 20, 25, 30 fights that I've had, I can probably count on my fingers, on my 10 fingers, how many times that I've missed a punch that I was supposed to connect with during this current state of the game. I don't have issues with it at all. And two main punches that I'm able to consistently connect with now let me know that, which is the body straight, the regular body straight, and then the rear power body uppercut. Those two punches right there used to never connect. If you know anything, if you played the game enough, you know those, especially like that straight to the body. It was so hard to connect. You had to be at the perfect angle. Now, when you're standing in front of your opponent, 9 times out of 10, you're going to hit them with whatever you throw if they haven't moved off the center line or anything like that majority of the time. I do want to say that desync and ghost punches is still a thing, and that does affect the accuracy as far as if you hit your opponent or not, in my opinion. So that could also be a reason why you could be missing shots. But I'm saying majority of the time, though, you should be able to place your shots the way that you want them to, as long as you time them right and everything else. So other than that, though, I like the feature that they also have, the return to fighter select after a match, whether it's in ranked or unranked. They still didn't add the rematch feature that everybody's been asking for, kind of like they have on UFC 5 in unranked. But they did add it to where once you're finished with a match, it'll say return to fighter select or return to rank or something like that, something along those lines, to where you go right back into fighter selection which kind of just keeps the flow going. It's something real small, but it really adds on to just keeping you in the zone so you can get right back to selecting the next player that you want to play with, or selecting the fighter that you usually play with, and then get right back into a match. And speaking of matches, man, I really haven't had any issues with finding any matches since the new updates came out. I don't know if that's because the game is just being talked about right now, so everybody's just coming back, downloading the game again, or if the servers are a little bit better. I don't know, but I've been getting matches back to back to back to back. I really haven't had no problems with that. Moving on, though, I want to talk about the power punches. I'm going to talk about power punches a little bit in this video, but the main thing right now is the speed of the power punches. Y'all know I've been talking about that for a while now. I felt like the power punches were too telegraphed. I feel like now they're a lot more crisp, a lot more tighter, as well as the regular punches too. But the power punches for sure, man, they're a lot more tighter. They come a little bit more faster. I don't think everybody has the right type of speed behind their power punches, but majority of the boxers that I've used, and I used a lot of different ones up until now after the update, the power punches are pretty good. It looks like they've kind of tweaked the animations a little bit for the power punches so they don't look as wacky. I still think the power uppercut and the power hook comes out way too far. That's just my opinion. But other than that, I think increasing the speed of the power punches is definitely something that we needed. Telegraphing big punches like that is not good for any type of combat sport. So I'm glad that they fixed that. Fighter movement. The fighter movement in itself is a lot more crispy. It's a lot more tuned. I've noticed, like with Joe Calzaghe, his style, the way he walks, the way that he moves, when he exits the pocket, and how he just kind of shakes his hands, his gloves, that happens more often, which lets me know that they've kind of, I'm guessing, increased. I don't know how to say it. Like they've increased how much of their likeness is in the game, their movements and everything. Another guy's like Dalton Smith, the way that he naturally just walks around the ring, it's more prevalent now. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. It's more prevalent. You see it more, it happens more. So you kind of gotta now, with the movement and the stick and how sensitive the stick is, you kind of gotta get used to moving around and not just, sliding and running everywhere. Just getting used to how your boxer that you choose moves around the ring. And I think that's pretty good, a pretty good addition to be trying to work on right now, because it's gonna add to the diversity of the game. You know what I'm saying? So everybody don't have so many generic movements. It makes it less predictable for each different boxer that you go against. You know what I'm saying? Punch animations are more crisp to me. Like I told y'all earlier, the regular and the power punches, they're more crisp. They're a little bit faster. They're tighter. The animations are just a little bit better. You can tell that they are steady working on that. I like that. Now I want to talk about blocking. I feel it's a love-hate thing with me when it comes to blocking. I notice now that like body shots get around the body block a lot. I think it happens a little bit too much, but I also don't know if that's by design. If it's by design, then I like where they're going with it, but I think it needs to be tuned a lot more. Some punches do get through the glove, which I like. I talked about that many times. Sometimes it should happen when you get a perfect block. It should be all glove. I noticed when I'm running back my film on some of my fights and watching it in slow motion that sometimes I'm just a millisecond late on pressing the block button, and that causes the hook or the jab or the straight or whatever to bleed through my would-be block. You know what I'm saying? So I see where they're going with it. I think it still needs to be tuned. Sometimes it doesn't work the way that it should, the blocking. But I see where they're going with it, man. They just got to keep working on it. That's all I can really say. Also, they talked about the instant replay being online. I like that. The thing that I don't like about it though is that you can request a skip, and when you do that, you're not able to see your full highlight. I feel like you should at least be able to see it one full time before it skips. I'm not gonna be too long winded on that. I think that's something easy that they can pick up on and fix. So it is what it is, man. Now back to the power punching. I feel like power punches have less impact now. I feel like the punches feel a little bit different. They sound a little bit different. You're really able to get hit with a lot of heavy punches now, and I don't know how much I like that either. So they definitely have less impact to me, and it just seems like now after the update, it's better for you to set up your combos than to be trying to just set up one shot. That's just my opinion. You got certain guys on here that get on here and they're just looking for the power uppercut and then the power right hook. I don't think that's really. I'm not gonna say it doesn't work anymore, but I feel like it's not gonna work as much as it used to because you're able to get hit with so many power punches now without getting hurt really bad, without being in the red, whether that be your head health or your body health. They've really changed how the damage is and how the damage works on here now. So I don't want to say I don't like it because I don't really understand why they made it like that. I would like to know, but generally speaking, you shouldn't be getting hit with 10 power rights. I don't care if you throw it back to back or you spam it or whatever. If you sit there and get hit by 10 power right hooks in real life, by the fifth one, bro, you out of there. And that's if you got a strong chin. You see what I'm saying? You might be out of there on the first one, the second one, the third one for damn sure. But like I said, by the fifth one, man, you out of there. So I just don't know why they did that. I noticed that in their notes for the update, they did mention that they took some things out of the game, like flash KOs, because it was, I guess it was a glitch or something in there. So if that's the reason why that some of these things are being changed is because they need to further tweak it and then bring it back out, then I'm perfectly fine with that. If not, then I feel like, we need to get an explanation on certain things like that. But like I said, this is just the small things that I'm recognizing as I'm playing these matches. And that's why I wanted to wait to do this video, because I wanted to get the full experience of the new update, just like I did for the previous update. I didn't want to just play it one day or 2 days and be like, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, this has changed, this hasn't changed, y'all need to do better. I don't want to do that. I want to get all the way in there. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see, what else, man? Stamina. Hey, man. We finally got what we've been asking for, man. We are now able to output high punch stats. And I like that, because when you get a fighter, like one of these Mexican fighters, or just any fighter that just has a high punch output, or if you're just that type of person that likes to throw a lot of combinations, you're able to do that now. And you're able to do that and also manage your stamina at the same time. No more do you have to choose whether you're going to manage your stamina or whether you're going to go all out for 8 rounds. You can do both, and you can manage it and balance it pretty well. So I'm happy about that. I think, again, stamina needs to be tweaked as far as certain things like moving around the ring. You shouldn't be just moving around the ring for 8 rounds with no stamina cost. Just little things like that need to be added in. But for right now, I like the way stamina is working for everybody now after the update. What I don't like about the stamina, though, is you don't really get a consequence. You don't really have a consequence for gassing out. I'm noticing that too. Like, that's something that's not in the game right now. If you gas out and I hit you with a power right to your kidney or to your body at all, your win is already gone. So with that being said, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna end up on the canvas because you have no wind. When you have no wind, I don't know if y'all have ever been hit in that area, but when you ain't got no wind, man, it's hey you're going you folding, bro. I promise you. I'm sure if you've watched boxing, you've seen it before. This shit is real life. When you get hit and the wind is taken out of you, bro, or if you already got the wind taken out of you and you get hit in that body area, man, it is crucial. So I think that needs to come back and be a big thing in the game. I just noticed that now that guys are able to kind of just throw what they want to throw, gas out, and then get hit by whatever, whether it's a combination or a power punch, and then they're still okay. And that needs to be fixed for shit show. I don't think it's something that changes the entire game, but it can change the outcome of a fight. You know what I'm saying? If you know that you got a guy gassed out and you know this is your moment to turn up on him, and you decide to do it, and it doesn't give you, if the game doesn't give you anything, you're like, man, what the fuck then? You know what I'm saying? It ain't no point of you gassing out when, you know, trying to get him out of there. So I just think it needs to be put back into the game. But yeah, let's move on, man. Like I said, so far so good, man. Honestly, the good outweighs the bad to me with this update. I've heard a few other people's opinion, and I don't necessarily agree with it, man. I see a lot of good things that are going on. But, you know, with the good comes the bad, with the bad comes the good, man. You just got to take it in stride. I will say, with this update, mistakes matter more. You definitely have to have good defense after this update. I said this during my stream. There's no more of you having bad defense or just being able to get punished the entire match. You know, now granted, like I said earlier, power punches don't have as big as an impact. Punches don't have as big as an impact as they did. I think regular punches do now. They seem to do a little bit more damage than the power punches in succession when you put it all together. But all in all, if you don't have good defense, bro, you're going to have a really big problem with winning after this update. A really big problem. It's not going to be easy. Like I said, everybody can put combinations together. Everybody, mostly all the fighters on here, the pro fighters on here have really good stamina, really good condition and endurance. So you have to be defensively sound and you have to be offensively sound. But I think now defense matters more. So I would advise y'all to take time out to get your defense together. You know what I'm saying? Take the time out. Learn when to lean and block the hooks, because that matters. Like I told y'all, if y'all are late on blocking that hook or blocking a punch period, it's going to get through. So practice leaning and blocking those hooks, blocking the uppercut to the body, blocking the straights, blocking the jabs, moving around, practicing footwork, all that, man. That is very important. Trust me when I tell y'all this. Now, the hook spam is still prevalent and relevant. My women and men of boxing. It's still here. And a great example we all know, Roy Jones Jr. If anybody has faced Roy Jones Jr. after this update, it ain't even much to talk about. You already know. It seemed like he done got faster. And he damn near can't be touched, man, with that hook spam, bro. And that's that hook to the body. Now, when you get somebody like Canelo, you can hook spam to the body and to the head, and it's pretty easy because his hooks are really, really fast. I feel like it's not enough consequence for that either. I feel like that needs to be fixed in the next update, hopefully. But that hook spam, man, and then getting froze by the hooks and then getting taxed by getting froze by the hook because you get hit with 2-3 more hooks, it's not good, bro. It's not good for the game. It takes away from your defense because naturally if you get hit with a hook you're going to immediately look to either get away or get out the pocket or look for where the next punch is coming from. So you're not just going to get hit and then get stuck and just sit there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how boxing works. So that needs to be addressed. Again, I hope I'm making sense, bro. I know this is probably a long video for y'all, but again, I'm just going over all the little shit that I see that I'm hoping that they expand on, and I'm hoping that they fix on, man. Because if we keep going like we stay down with Undisputed, man, eventually, bro, this is going to be a game that I feel like everybody can come back to. So I just don't want to give up on it yet. And these improvements right here just give me more of a reason not to. I will say another thing that I've talked about too is how if your opponent is throwing punches at you and let's say you make a miss the first punch, let's say he throws a hook and you make a miss and he's about to throw another hook, but you hit him with a straight in the middle of his combo, there are certain times where that punch that he's about to throw should either be knocked off trajectory or it should make him reset. A quick jab in the middle of your opponent starting his offense, or in the middle of your opponent throwing a combination, a quick jab, a quick straight, a quick hook can make somebody reset their whole offense, man. It can throw somebody off guard. It can make somebody miss a whole power punch, not expecting the punch that they just got hit with. So I think they've done a better job at balancing it, but it's still not where it needs to be. I do see it happen a lot more now, and I'm very appreciative of it because it brings more more realism to the game. But I think they need to keep fine-tuning that right there, because sometimes you throw a punch in the middle of somebody else's punch, you catch them right before, which is really a counter. If we're really being real, it's really a counter. So you catch them with a counter, and they're able to throw 2-3 more punches. But this counter is a hook. This counter is an uppercut. So it's not like it's a punch like it's a regular jab or something where you get jabbed and you just your head go back a little bit and then you back into it. No, this is a real power punch or a hook or uppercut that should have stopped everything that he had going, or should have knocked that hook that he just threw, those 2 hooks that he just threw after that, off trajectory, man. And that's all I'm saying, is they need to balance it a little bit more. But I do see that they have improved on it a little bit. Like I said earlier, I do think stuff like hooks and the uppercuts need to be, the animation needs to be tuned way more. I was playing the Terrence Crawford, and I mean, damn, man, his power uppercut reaches all the way out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do that in no combat sport because you'll get punished for it. You would get, it's very telegraphed, even though they've sped up the power uppercut and the power hook a little bit. It's very telegraphed, and it's a real long hook. It's a real long uppercut. So on the defensive side, you'll end up getting hit with it a lot of times when you shouldn't be, because that's not how the animation should be. And then on the offensive side, if somebody knows that that's what you're doing, that's your game plan, it's a little bit easier to counter that. So it works both ways of having a negative effect, and that needs to be tuned a little bit more as well, man. Let's see, moving on. And I got all this stuff written down too, bro. I like the little muffled sound that they have when you get knocked down. That's just a little small detail, but I like that. As you getting up, your sound kind of comes back. You get out of that stunned state. So I see what they doing with that. I like that. That's a good little addition to the game. I talked about the fighter stat updates. Dalton Smith, Joe Joyce, Joe Calzaghe, Caleb Plant. Hey, man, Joe Calzaghe and Caleb Plant, man, some dogs now, man. I promise you, if you ain't played with them yet, go check them out. I told y'all the ghost punches are still here. They ain't went nowhere. Hook stuns, hook spam, I told y'all the effects of that, man. That is like the biggest thing right now with me. It gives me like a real sour taste in my mouth, dog, because you shouldn't be getting stuck like that off of a body shot, off of a hook. You know, you can get like slightly stunned, but you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna step back, you're gonna put your hands up, you're gonna do something. You're not just gonna stand there and just keep getting hit by hooks. So we gotta figure that out. Now one thing Undisputed got to fix, and I mean quick, because this is a part of my game, and y'all know I love to use feints. Okay. Now, after feints, a lot of y'all don't use feints. And playing after this update really shows me that y'all don't use feints, because if y'all did, y'all be going through the same thing that I be going through. And I would be seeing it as I'm fighting y'all. But a lot of y'all don't use feints. But after you throw a feint, your input, whether you're punching, whether you're blocking, it doesn't have a response on your controller. I don't know if it's just PS5. I don't know if it's PS5 and Xbox and PC. I don't know. But I'm on PS5, so I can only speak for me or us and say that that shit right there got to get fixed, man. I love to use my feints. Them feints is a game changer, man. Them feints open up so many different opportunities. And not being able to punch or block or get on my defense or offense game plan after feinting is a big red flag, man. We got to get that shit fixed. I feel like that's one thing that needs to be fixed almost as quick as EA will fix something for Madden, man. I'm talking about next day. You know, I said in my stream that I just wanted to see what Undisputed was gonna do about the no input response after the feint, and see if they was gonna come with an update the next day or maybe 2 days later. And here we are on a Friday, on this beautiful Friday, by the way, and we still don't have an update. So that just kind of lets me know that, you know, we might be waiting another 3 months to get some shit like that fixed. But that for damn sure has to get fixed, man, because I use my feints. Also, slipping in the wrong direction sometimes. You might slip back, not slip backwards, but slip to the right or slip to the left, but it'll make you slip down. You might slip backwards and it'll make you slip down. That's something else that has to be fixed quickly. That changes the entire game too much, man. Too much. That can cause you to lose. That can cause you to get knocked out. I know we don't have flash KOs. I'll just say it'll cause you to get stunned, cause you to get knocked down. We do have flash knockdowns though, so yeah. But yeah, we that has to change. I don't know how that made it past inspection before the update was released, but we got to get that fixed. Undisputed, for real, man. Those two things for sure. I'm gonna say it again: the no input response after the feints and the slipping wrong direction. When you slip right or left, you might slip downwards as if you're trying to get out the way of a hook. You might weave backwards and you might end up slipping forward or downwards, I would say, and ducking like you're ducking a hook. So we got to get that shit fixed, man. And there's only a couple more things else that I want to talk about. Again, the DLC, great fighters in there. Y'all already know the showcases are coming. So, like I said, I'm not going to really talk about that. Glad to see some more fighters. Another paid DLC. I would like to see a free DLC with some very well-known fighters. I think we are well due for it, especially all the people who have been here since the beginning, riding this thing out for the past 6 months, 7 months with Undisputed. I think we just kind of deserve it. I think the venues are cool. But a lot of people are not buying the DLC, so we're not even being able to go to the venues when we play online, you know, for my online folks. And I also know that Undisputed has some career mode changes. I don't play career mode, so that's why I haven't spoke on that. I don't know if y'all are new here or not, but if you are, that's the reason why I haven't spoken on career mode at all, because I don't play it. So, but everything that they've changed is on their website. It's on the game when you first load it up. All that on their Twitter, on the X, on Instagram and everything. So if you need to see like the detailed stuff about career mode and everything else, and the fighter stats and everything that they say that they fixed on, you can go check one of those places out. One of the last things is I like the round by round coaching. I specifically was playing with Josh Taylor against the Canelo, and Canelo had hit me with a right and left hook easily. And coach said, roll the next one. And I heard him say it in my headphones. So I rolled to the right. And as I'm rolling, he threw the hook right after my coach said it, you know. And I countered with the right hook. You know, I didn't knock him out or anything like that. But I like the fact that they are improving on what your coach says when you're in the round. And I like what your coach starts to say after the rounds. It's like they're more attentive to what's actually going on in the fight and not just saying a bunch of random shit. But Undisputed, man, please, for the love of Undisputed and boxing and everything that has to do with it, can y'all please get Bo Max real voice in the game? That man is not English. That man is an African American male from the United States of America. He has a regular voice, American voice. Can we please? I don't know if y'all working on it or what, but I'm tired of hearing him speak like one of them guys over there with the sugar and tea. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, I'm just playing. But yeah, Bo Mac voice still ain't in there, man. We need that for sure. That's just a little side note. And one of the main things that I like about this update, man, is when you hit somebody hard enough in their body, or if you hit somebody hard enough on their chin, man, or in their temple, man, that mouthpiece come flying out. I don't know if that's some new shit or not. I kind of want to say I remember seeing something with the mouthpieces flying out when the ESBC stuff was first talked about. I can't remember, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section. I think so, but it don't matter, man. It's new to me, for real. I like to see it. I remember the first time I seen it, I was like, damn, they got mouthpieces flying out on this bitch. So that's a good addition too. And like I said, man, we just got to stay down with this game, man. Stay down with this company. As long as they keep doing us right, and trying to improve on what they're doing. And I don't think that this particular game is ever going to be perfect because of the state that it came out in. But as long as they continue to make improvements, I have no problem with staying down and allowing them to do their thing. And as long as they stand transparent, I'm fine with it. I would love to hear how y'all feel about the update. What things do you see in the update that need to be changed? What things do you see in the update that you like, that you would like to stay and not be changed at all and it's perfect? Or do you completely feel like they just failed you after 3 months of waiting? Me personally, I don't feel that way, man. When I initially seen the update patch notes, I was like, yeah, it's a little underwhelming. But once I've gotten in here and actually played the game and seen that they have actually changed a little bit more things than what they've said in the notes, I see like, okay, we're moving in the right direction. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. This was kind of a long video. I had the gameplay in the background of the new patch update, whatever gameplay. I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section how y'all feel about everything. Like, subscribe, man, because I'm trying to go up. We all should be trying to go up. And all my women and men of boxing, y'all know what it is, man. Y'all stay smooth out there. And I'm going to catch y'all next time for sure.